Okay.
And I'm dripping on rags. Don't be the tag. Do the digital dash. Yeah, I'm boasting never brag. Please don't touch my rap. 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 Step on my rush. Hold on, step on my rush. Step on my rush. Yeah, she pop it like a man. Yeah, she drop it on the bag. I'ma buy another bag. But she always bring it back. Yeah, you know how to make it last. Listen, nigga, keeping tabs. I'ma fly first class. We gon' hit him with the tab. Please don't touch my rap. Step on my rush. Hold on, step on my rush.
Going live in 30 seconds, so please keep it down.
Please don't touch my rap. Step on my rush. Hold on, step on my rush. Step on my rush.
Thank you all for coming. Appreciate that.
Don't want to talk about the paper. I swear to God, these niggas be they be and I feel out of vapor. Living cul-de-sac, don't get a lot. Where with my neck? Diamonds on my neck, can roll it in. Now my lip, they got under
Hello, hello, hello. Are we coming in? Are we coming in? My screen looks purple. Is that supposed to be like that? Ladies and gentlemen, Washington, D.C. and worldwide, Phone Homie presents the Slab Hour. Yeah! Make some noise! I said make some noise! Hold aboard! We're already here at the stop called Turptown, right here in Washington, D.C. This is the Slab Hour, everybody, where we enjoy this Sunday and kind of take that 420 and that 710 frown on, turn it upside down, and show you that this is a fun, very functional culture, and let you know that it has medicinal purposes. And all in all, we have a great plant that we are rocking the nation with. So here we kind of break that down and we talk about things of that nature and let you know that you can get out there and do things and accomplish stuff all the while using cannabis. So I am Phone Homie, and this is that show. I want to start the show on a little somber note real quick. Well, kind of good news, but last week, I believe it was, we discussed a member of our community that had gone out to California from Ohio, and then she had gone missing. Miss Tia Marie, last week, I just got noticed that she has been found. She's safe with family. No other details are available, but the good thing is that she is, she's okay. She's no longer missing. So thank God for that. And just a quick update. So here at this thing called the Slab Hour, we have 60 minutes, or we hope so. We kind of got a little bit of a late start today. Shout out to DJ A Boogie, by the way.
What up?
What up? What up? What up?
Everything's good, man. You know what I'm saying? Every day is better than the last.
That's right. That's right. As long as we're breathing. And shout out to all the people doing the hard work behind the scenes, and especially the highest audience in Washington, D.C. over here, over at Listen Vision Studios. See quite a few people. District Dabber's in the house. Dabber's in the house. Fumar in the house. Hugo in the house. We got a Real Deal in the house. I see Silly Bees in the house. I mean, it's all over the place. So we just sriracha rig. Getting it hot. So shout out to you guys. And thank you for coming to the Slab Hour. I think I should just talk with this for the rest of the night. I love this one. The voice here is great. I love it. Anyway, so
it sounds like you're 30,000 feet up, you know
right?
What I'm saying? Screaming down from the.
This is ground control to Major Tom. I'm chirping on the moon. All right, let me stop. This will get weird and crazy if I'm allowed to do my own thing. Oh wait, I am allowed to do my own thing. That's why the show is weird and crazy. Yeah. All right, so right here at the Slab Hour, we do this thing called the Slab Minute. Dab Minute, Slab Minute. I slab, so I call it the Slab Minute. But Chris Crazy usually takes us into that. Are you still around, Chris? Are you still around, Chris? Chris Crazy. All right. Back at home, you got something, roll it up. You got something, turp it up. You got something, light it up. Let's get it. Turp it up.
Surf glowing just like E.
DT's finger.
Terps.
The goddamn dab babes gon' linger.
Sauce.
Sold immaculate like phone homie. I'm Chris Crazy if you don't know me.
Woo!
Punk motherfucker, yeah, I'm turped out. I heard turp saucy out the girl's mouth. We're the pretty bitches, the ones with freckles. And that BHO there got speckles. That's poop soup. Listen to me, that shatter right there don't listen to me. I'm cool, bro. I'ma watch the Slab Hour and chill out for a dab hour. Motherfucker and wax everything. Married to the Terps, don't you see the wedding ring? From Tacoma, the one with the K. And you know we squash rosin all day. Bitch, I'm on it, on it. Twax in this marijuana.
Wow.
Bitch, I'm on it, Twax in this marijuana.
Welcome to the Slab Hour.
Brown banana eating bitch.
It's all right to eat brown bananas. It's okay. Oh, God. Wow. Well, thank you, Chris Crazy. You can find plenty of Chris Crazy's music, by the way, by going to SoundCloud and simply just typing in Chris Crazy. ChrisCrayzie. Chris Crazy. And he's
Why? Because he put that Y in there.
'Cause he
trying
cried.
to be cool. He's trying to be cool.
Chris Cray. Chris Cray.
What up, Chris Crazy?
Yeah. So yeah, you can get his music by simply going to SoundCloud, and it's free. So you can also get my music by going to Architect Music, ARKITEKTMUZIK, on SoundCloud. Again, that's Architect Music, ARKITEKTMUZIK. All right. What else we got going on right now? So let's get into some events today. Every Sunday, we got. Oh, by the way, before we do that, just want to give a big ups to a few people who sponsor this little panel that you see right here. First of all, we got the Mini Nail, amazing e-nail that just is amazing. They're coming out with a new prototype that's going to be even smaller than this. It's coming soon. I should have my own prototype to show off to you guys soon. Look out for that. Mood Mats, my homies over at Mood Mats, always killing it. And I also, who else? Who else we got? We got Oil Slick up here. We got Mini Nail up here. We got Jam Flow Side Glass, of course, with the most beautiful pieces that I'd be bringing, the big ass rigs that I'd be bringing to the show and to events. Yeah, there's tons of good stuff over here. So thank you guys for all that you do. And also Turkey Bird Customs, man. When you guys want to get those, well, I'll be bringing them. I'll be bringing them to the city. But if you guys are out of the city and you're trying to get one of these are really awesome rigs. It's got the HTSFP or the Live Resi frozen in time right here up on my Pendy. So you can get you guys one of those by going to Turkey Bird Customs, and he will hook that up. Tell him Phone Homie sent you. I don't know if anything will happen, but at least you know that the connection was made. So I want to give a major shout out actually to my homie Big Nate out there, DC Food Dude. All right. Can you do me a favor? Can you show me those pictures? I labeled them all DC Food Dude in some videos. I went out to his restaurant out in it's called Chow Osteria. All right. He comes to my events and he makes really good gourmet food, non-medicated, for the people to enjoy if they want to have something to eat that's not medicated. And I'm telling you, it is ridiculous. Those are the right rice balls right there. I mean, we went through like 8 courses of food, probably more than that. Grilled octopus. We had Phone Homie coasters. I mean, this guy made the carbonara and the grilled. Chicken parmesan.
Yo, Phone Homie, I got the munchies like a motherfucker
Right?
now.
Yeah, right. Espresso. I'm telling you, gotta go. Let's homemade tiramisu right there. But look, there's more. Hold on. Let's see. Where's the 5-pound lobster? Is that over there? Was that 5? Is a video? Let's pop into that video then. Get it. Let's get it. Look at this. I usually don't do this food stuff on here, but I have to. You know, food does go with smoking weed, though. You know? Look at this.
Just amazing. Oysters Rockefeller, lobster, fried shrimp and shredded phyllo dough.
Get your finger out the way.
What kind of fish is that?
Branzino.
Branzino.
That's that Benzino Branzino.
Oh, yes.
Benzino
Wait,
Branzino.
Look at that.
Your phone's in the way.
Sorry.
This is just lovely.
I'm staring at. I'm mesmerized by the screen. I'm looking at like, oh god.
You know the food's good when you talking shit about the food.
Yeah.
You saw him. He's like, that's that Benzino Brexino.
Oh yeah. Let's go into the next video from there real quick. I just want to show these off real quick. Not the video. I want to bring that up. Yeah. I'm sorry. I popped it up.
Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh my god. I've never seen anything like this. This is nuts. Oh my god, yes. Wow. Wow. It does not. Wow. Look at this.
Yo, this is so wow.
Oh man. I'm gonna cry.
And I'm old like
Oh man.
yeah, that's cheap.
Let's go.
Yes, on the wheel. Yes. Amazing.
Wow. Look at this. Look at this.
Wow.
That's mine right there.
Official.
Oh.
Homies out here.
Right now, man.
Wow, man. Yeah, that was some seafood, pasta, rice balls, pizza. They flew in. They're the only people that got in the area that got official flown in from Europe water to make the crust with. So I mean, they're flying in. They're flying the stuff straight in from Europe. From Italy or wherever it is they're flying in from. It's coming from Europe so that to cook the crust with, which makes it amazing.
I could only imagine there were some real tears at that meal.
Bro,
Like,
we sat and ate food for 5 hours. 5 hours.
Yeah, you have to, man. You
Yeah,
gotta
we took a few
savor it.
power walks in between, but 5 hours, my dude.
Yeah, let it tickle your palate.
Like people were jealous that we had that whole area like to ourselves. And there's like 1 or 2 more videos, right? No, just those 2. Oh, that's cool then. You sure? I thought there was like 2 more videos on that came in. No videos. All right. Well, anyway, shout out to you, man. If you guys want to check out that restaurant, it's an awesome Italian restaurant. And I'm telling you, man, like I'm from New York. I know Italian, and they really rocked it. I give them 10 out of 5 stars, man. That's how amazing the experience. I'm not joking. The experience, like they went out of their way. The stuff was cooked fresh. They brought out a 5-pound lobster and introduced it to us. I mean, it was.
What was its name?
We did name. Oh, you do have one more. I know it. The lobster. Go ahead, show that. Yeah. Emphasis on the word mood from DC Food, dude. It's crazy. Shark Week, and my man is hammerheading it.
Mood.
Oh wow, nice.
Mood.
Nice. Wow, look at this. I'm getting drinks. Nice. This is awesome.
Mood.
Look at this guy.
Mood.
Shout out to DC Food, dude, man. Just making amazing things, an amazing night. We're enjoying it, man.
Wow.
You okay, Mike? You okay? You need anything?
Say something to the crowd, man.
Much love, bro. Organic, fresh, raw. It's how we do. Like people ate hundreds of years ago.
And it's true, man. Like my dude, really, he grows the tomatoes and vegetables that come in. He goes out there, he grabs a lot of the fish and some of the seafood that comes in. So it's amazing, like how really fresh it is. And again, like we just the experience was amazing. I've ate at a lot of places, but never had such quality service and quality food like this before. So go out to Ciao Osteria over in Centerville. Ciao Osteria. If you need to ask me about it, just hit me up. I'll tell you all about it. I'll send you over there, man. It's amazing. Tell them Phone Homie sent you. All right. So you know what? We do the WLDS radio over here at 2622 Georgia Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. Every Sunday we do the Slab Hour over here. You're more than welcome to come join us as a live audience and take hold of the awesome popcorn and sodies that we got at the table, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's right. So Mondays, District Dabbers and Phone Homie are doing pop-up sessions from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. You know, you have to get at us by getting at our DM, and we will give you all that information with a lot of the greatest people over here in the DMV doing it big for our culture. Tuesdays, District Dabbers, Phone Homie presents District Dabbers, hosting Talking Terps. And that show will be actually sponsored by me, hosted by me this Tuesday, because our homie is out of town. He's chilling, having some fun. And so I'll be hosting the Talking Terps show. And that should be pretty good. So look out for us over there. We'll have it pretty much set up like this, but it'll be a little bit more terpy. And on Wednesdays we got another pop-up session again. But actually, no, not this Wednesday. We're not going to do anything this Wednesday. I will be out to Oregon, everybody. I got to go get my hair cut. I got to get my hair cut. So I will be out there doing some things, lots of fun. You'll see the videos and the footage. I'll be back in time, I think, for the Slab Hour, and then I'll be going back out again to Europe. So it's busy time this summer. Saturdays, we look forward to holding our Saturday sesh from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. at the Elroy. That'll be coming up soon. So get at us through the DM. It goes down in the DM. UFC 21 and older with valid ID. And veterans are always good in our shop. So come talk to me and find out about veterans benefits. So the Washington, D.C. extravaganza hosted by Dub Culture will be held on August 8th. If you haven't been to a Dub Culture event, it works like this. You have the choice of several ticket options or a free pass. But the ticket options come with great package deals, and free passes only include entry for a $10 ticket option. You receive a free pre-roll or edible. For a free $30 ticket option, it includes one pre-roll or edible plus 2 grams of premium flour. You can choose whatever strain you like that is available. The location will be announced 48 hours before the event, and event will be taking place from 8 p.m. to midnight, so that sounds like fun. Okay. The Montana State and Hemp Cannabis Festival on September 8th to 10th. Now, Montana is a place that I have never been to. A lot of people don't seem to go through Montana, but they're having an event, so it might be a reason why you might want to go to. You know, might be.
They call that joint Big Sky.
Big Sky, Montana.
Yeah, because that's all there is out there.
There's a sky out there.
Sky.
It's all mountain.
There's mountains, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no skylines. It's just sky.
The Montana State Hemp and Cannabis Festival on September 8th through the 10th. The festival will be taking place at the Lolo Hot Springs. That might be nice. The goal and mission of the state of Montana State Hemp and Cannabis Festival is to bring to the state and the cannabis community, together and to educate those who need to learn more about the powerful plant that is hemp and cannabis. The festival strives to support numerous different organizations that are like-minded and encourages collaboration and unity. With the introduction of the Montana State Providers Cup, with other new twist, pun intended, the 2017 Montana State Hemp and Cannabis, why am I saying this 20 times over? Festival is sure to be a time that you don't want to miss. Right. Most definitely. So I might go out there too. Hell. Check out this year's music lineup that is packed with amazing acts such as rock reggae band Tribal Seeds and many more artists. The stage will be host to speakers of all walks of the industry with a truckload of different information. All ages are welcome. Children under 12 are free, and there are many ticket options available to suit all needs. Good to know. News. News. That's what we need, like one of those like little typewriter sound. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever little, a little pizzazz thing that they do in the beginning of a little update stuff. News. That's right. We're bringing it to you real. We're bringing it to you true. We read it and we write it down and we send it to you. So it's right here for you. In Maine, a pot shop gave out free weed to clean up the town. Awesome sauce. That's inspiration. That's motivation. That's how you get people to do things. Dennis Meehan and his wife Tracy, both medical marijuana caregivers and owners of the Summit Medical Marijuana Shop in Gardner, Maine, made the offer this past weekend, and the response was awesome sauce. Actually, it just said awesome, but I added sauce because it sounds better. Meehan claims that there are not only people from Gardner, but also people from all over the state who showed up to help clean and collect their reward. Man, I'm telling you, these people are so awesome. Just free to get out there and just help, no questions asked, right? You might have to throw in a little free weed though. But still, that's awesome, though. You know, little pot and little organization, getting things cleaned up. You know, it's incentive at its finest. You know, listen. If I was like, hey, I got to get my garage cleaned. Well, you know, actually, it should be for everybody. So yeah, we got to go get the public park cleaned. So we'll give out free weed to those who come out and clean. You will have lines, police forces maintaining these lines because they want to get in.
And that park would be immaculate. All the stoners out there focused on cleaning up.
There will not be a
some
pine
shit.
needle.
Nah, nothing out of place.
There, yeah, or there'd be a pine needle
all
twitch.
the leaves
Not
would
a pine needle
shine
be
and
intertwined with grass. Okay?
It would be beautiful. To paint a mural.
You might have people mowing the lawn with their teeth. See, the ticket is, when do you give them the weed? When do you give them the weed? Do you the cannabis?
Before. You give them the sativa before and the indica
before
after.
or after?
Give them the sativa before.
So I propose this.
sour.
I would say this. If you were going to do it right, you'd probably need to get like a communal Big Ass J, right? I love this song. Thank you. And you'd have to pass that around while you're cleaning and then let everybody know once they've done their amount of work, they come back, you know, once this thing is clean, then, you know, come collect.
Or every 15 minutes,
Right?
just get.
Hey, yo, where that J at, son? Yo, I
like
picked
grapes.
up 5 fucking pine cones, man.
Hey,
I
real
am
talk,
still sober.
We already said too much, man. Somebody's gonna make this $1 billion idea.
All right. Hey, clean for weed.
Union breaks. Union breaks.
Scab
Every
for
15
dabs.
Every 30 minutes, we got
Arr,
to
matey, scrap the deck. Scrub the deck. All right, so Meehan announced its cleanup on the company's Facebook page in which he promised up to 2 grams of free weed. Wow, I want to see that weed first. Let me see that weed before I start working for your ass. Fulfilling trash bags with garbage collected around the city. Now, I mean, either way, I'd probably just do it and be like, just give the weed to somebody else, man. I'm cool with that. The cleanup cannabis swap idea stems from a similar event held in Colorado. Meehan said that he'd like to see such activities take off across the country, and with this result, it just might. Yeah. Before organizing the event, Meehan informed city officials and police chief about the event to clarify its legal status. How about we do this? How about we all smoke? We offer free weed in regards to ideas for strategize better health plans. That's what we could do here in D.C. I think we could all agree to that one. Well, maybe not. Who knows? You're happy with your plan. All right, and with this news, Virginia, DMV residents, Virginia residents specifically, can submit their opinion to the Virginia State Crime Commission so that marijuana can possibly be decriminalized in Virginia. Now, if you kind of look at it on the map, they did a little graph and they showed that D.C. and Maryland, you kind of gave you the green light and you get a ticket. It's a ticketable offense for cannabis. It's the red light in Virginia. You're screwed. You go over that bridge, you're
straight to jail. Do not pass go.
Careful coming off, you know what I'm saying? Getting off your vehicles and everything like that. Because, you know, like, when you say, like, I'm flying back to D.C., you got to think about that, too. You know, like, what airport is actually in D.C.?
None of them.
Exactly. So, just little seeds to be planted in your mind. Just be careful with everything you do because it is rough out there, and Virginia does not have legal options yet for you, or at least less painful options. So they don't have that yet. So what you need to do is you just need to go. Now, this is just for Virginia residents, but you can send in comments, concerns, and other information to VSCC info. That's VSCC info at vscc.virginia.gov, or right over to 1111 East Broad Street, number B036, Richmond, Virginia 23219 by August 25th. And of course, they give you the most hardest email in the world.
Yeah.
Can we put it up there? You got the information? Oh, nice. That's awesome. So the information's up on the screen. So at least you can copy, just flash screen that or something with your phone. The study findings will be presented on October 5th at the Crime Commission meeting in Richmond. I don't know if I want to be at that meeting. I'll watch it from the TV. Location for the meeting is still waiting to be announced. So at least there's small little, cracks in the wall, and hopefully we'll be able to get through in a little bit and be able to travel to DMV jail free, right? Because that's what we really need to do. How easy is it to cross into each one and be like, oh fuck, my stash is in the fucking car. All my best terps. Fuck. Whoop. Yeah. Oh, thank God he's driving by. All right. So you do understand how it could be. Understand the scenario. You don't want it to be like that. And just be careful, okay? And if you're in Virginia, start getting at these people, please, so that we can all be safe, all right? Because we have lots of friends from Virginia that come to our events, and we want to see you guys get home safe. And all the people that got to pass through Virginia. Woo! Always wear your seatbelts, no alcohol. Come on, we don't have to tell you. Let's just be smart, okay? Safety first, and then turp it up. Los Angeles ponders the prohibition of concentrate production. Just when we thought we were going 5 steps ahead, we're taking 3 steps back again. Los Angeles works as Los Angeles works to finalize its long list of rules and regulations as part of its effort to establish order in the state's legal weed industry. Input has been effusive. What does effusive mean? I really don't know what that word means. What does effusive mean? E-F-F-U-S-I-V-E. Somebody look it up for me.
Phone
please.
a friend.
What?
Siri.
No,
Hey Siri, what's effusive mean?
It's not. Okay, you don't really have it. Okay.
Somebody's Siri at home went crazy.
Effusive. City Hall has made a proposal to ban volatile cannabis manufacturing, which is the most common method for creating weed concentrates such as dabs, wax, and THC oils. This could curtail revenues in LA and force lucrative weed businesses to set up shop outside of the city's boundaries. So we're not talking about California here. We're talking about. Let me see the definition. Can you bring update? But let's just find out. Hey, it's never too late to learn to read. You remember those old commercials?
Sound out the big words.
All right. So look, effusive. It's an adjective expressing feelings of gratitude, pleasure, or approval in an unrestrained or heartfelt manner. Synonyms would be gushing, gushy, unrestrained, extravagant, fulsome, demonstrative, lavish, enthusiastic, lyrical. Hey, yo, kid.
Lyrical, miracle.
My lyrical, mad spiritual. All right. So concentrates are also the active ingredient in another fast-growing market, edibles. And in California, the edibles market is booming, literally booming. All this ban is due to reports of amateurs blowing up homes and hotel rooms while using flammable butane to make extracts. Because of this, LA officials do not want to continue to take the risk. Even experts in the cannabis industry agree that professional laboratories producing concentrates for California dispensaries are much safer than the amateur operations that end up in the news. And I actually could agree with this. It's no joke. A lot of people don't really realize that butane is a very heavy gas, and so when you're using it and exposing it, what it does is it just falls down to the ground and seeps down, and it stays there. It's not really easy for it to just drift off unless you have offset ventilation, offset electricity, because any spark is extremely volatile. Any spark could set it off in explosions, even just small amounts. So you have to be very careful. It'll pocket up inside, and that will cause it to burst. It's not good, especially in small places. And you don't want to do these things in areas where you can maim, hurt, injure, kill any sort of life, or destroy property for that matter. So, yeah. So 6 little new. Let's move off to 6 little known uses for CBD. A lot of people don't really know what CBD is. They just, you hear about it, and they, some people understand it, but some people don't. So let's get into it. Last week we touched up on some of the conditions that can be treated with CBD, but this week we're going to go into discuss more ways that CBD can be used for medical reasons. Cannabis research. Jesus, tongue twisters, man. Fuck. Try doing this when you're stoned, right? Yeah, that's what I should do right now. Is turp it up. I've been sipping on this Gorilla Glue number 4. I'm pretty much down at the last of it. I had a full jar of this. It was so awesome. I got a little. Do I have an assistant? You want to help me out? Just do me a favor. There's quite a few little samples in there. Give me a nice dab going on. All right. You can use this right here. Sorry, just had to get my guys to make a dab and get everything going. I'm gonna take some of this CAD blueberry muffin tincture. I like tinctures, especially like some of the glycerin ones sometimes, because they're actually very good on the throat after taking big, hot and hurty dabs. So. Yeah, yo. Yeah, yo.
That's how Juicy J makes every song.
Yep. Every day.
Drop some tincture and.
What kind? Blue dream.
I had to do it. All right. Okay. So, what were we talking about? CBD. Yeah, I was just taking some actually, but recent cannabis research has identified CBD as the component responsible for a great deal of marijuana's medical benefits. Here are 6 medical uses for CBD that you may or may not have had known about. Cigarette addiction. In double-blind, placebo-controlled study, 24 smokers were randomly chosen to receive either an inhaler of CBD or a placebo. If you don't know, placebo is not the real thing. It just kind of, they give it to you with the and tell you it is that medicine, and they're actually just kind of seeing how it affects you mentally without the actual medicine be there. It's a little mind trick, but you know, in a study, sometimes they need to use that as a what's the word? A variant? Anyway. Inhaler of CBD or placebo. Participants were asked to take a puff every time they had the urge to puff a cigarette. Over the week, those with placebo inhalers saw no change in the total number of cigarettes consumed, while those who were taking CBD saw a nearly 40% drop in their intake. Nearly 40% drop
That's
in their
amazing.
cigarette intake. Okay?
That's amazing. That's significant.
Using the inhaler it decreased the number of cigarettes without increasing their cravings for nicotine, pointing towards the purpose of CBD in the withdrawal process. Now, you know, this is just studies going on. This is exactly what we need. We need to see this stuff because, you know, as we all know, tobacco, cigarettes have been killing people forever. But you know, hopefully we can get a nice bridge that will take it over, take someone over to smoking cessation, if you will. Acne. A study discovered that CBD can provide treatment for acne. Researchers with cannabis-derived CBD on the human, if I can't say this fucking right, sebaceous glands. Did I say that right? I might have said that right. And came to the conclusion that CBD acts as a highly effective I love these words today. Sebastatic, and anti-inflammatory agent by inhibiting lipid synthesis. Now, there's a lot of big words right there, and honestly, I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds like it might help you somewhere with, not letting the zits get inflamed. Anti-inflammatory properties. I'm not a doctor, but I'm spreading the news here. Crohn's disease. Some scientists say that CBD can be an effective treatment for bowel diseases like Crohn's disease. THC and CBD interact with a system that controls gut function in the body, something that Crohn's patients suffer issues with. The component of cannabis' anti-inflammatory ability brings a lot of relief to those suffering from this condition. Multiple sclerosis. Scientists at the Kajal Institute used animal models and cell cultures to find that CBD reversed inflammatory responses and served as a durable protection from the effects of multiple sclerosis. Mice with 10 days of CBD treatment had superior motor skills and showed progression in their condition. Using this information, researchers concluded that CBD has the potential ability to reduce various aspects of multiple sclerosis. That's very promising stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, good people out there in the audience. Thank you for the staff. Insomnia. Actually, I can attest to this, actually. I've taken the CBD for insomnia, and it worked. I've taken THC for insomnia, and it smacked me out. So one of the few side effects of CBD is tiredness, but for many, it's what they seek out in the natural herb. Since pharmaceuticals for aiding sleep pose risk for addiction and leave you feeling groggy the next day, it's best to go the safe route with non-habit-forming CBD. When searching for strains to combat insomnia, try staying with indica and CBD heavy strains to knock you out when you need it the most. This one's good, and I know a lot of people probably need the CBD for this right here. Okay, it's very important. Listen up. Mad cow disease. CBD has been shown to halt prions, the proteins that cause neurodegenerative diseases like mad cow. Listen, I'm every day I wake up with mad cow. And listen, let me stop. Okay, I feel like I got mad cow disease. You guys see me on the live. Speaking of live, where are they? The formation and the acclimation of prions was prevented with the aid of CBD during a study published in the Journal of Neuroscience in 2007. For mice that were infected, CBD increased their survival time by about a week. And mouse time, that's a lot of time. You know? God bless you, little mouse. Thank you. The complicated risks and fears of monopolies on American... Oh, we don't... We're switching. Let me take a dab real quick, and then we're going to get into the next topic. And then what do we got? We got no videos, right? I'm sorry. What? You got a video? What is it? Policy in the news. All right, you show that. I'm gonna take this dab. How about that? Does that go with some? Oh, does that go with something that I'm reading? Okay, let's do that then. Look at me. I'm trying to twist the show around. Sorry, producer. All right, let me get in on this dab, and can you guys just make some noise so I know you're alive real quick while I take this dab? There you go. Yeah, turn it up. Oh, wow. Throwback. I'm surfing my way, taking chirps on the highway, and chirping a bit away. Yeah. Chirping it up, drop the scoop style. Thank you, DJ. All right. All right, so let's get into this new conversation or this new subject. The complicated risks and fears of monopolies on American weed. Wow, that sounds so familiar. As cannabis normalization spreads, powerful lobbies are responding by capitalizing on its copious profits. The two main lobbies capitalizing on this are pharmaceutical companies and tobacco companies. That's so fucking funny because aren't these the same people who stifled cannabis to begin with? Who shut it down, who blackballed it.
Now look who's back.
Right?
Look who's back.
This is due to the cannabis dispensaries stealing their businesses. Since cannabis reform is not only growing, lobbyists are joining to reform not only to knock out only to knock out the medical marijuana dispensary companies. According to Green Rush Daily, pharmaceutical companies spent a lofty $78.5 million in 2016 alone lobbying Congress. A sizable portion of those lobbyists, 63.5%, exploited the revolving door and were once two politicians. Since they can't stop legalization, entities have opted to force out small cannabis growers and limit their product. Lately, the focus has been on CBD products, medically viable compounds with limited psychoactive effects. The lack of euphoric effects has made some states more lenient to CBD use in the medical situations. CBD has gained notoriety for its treatment of epilepsy, particularly with childhood disorders. Since first inching its way into the public square, CBD has been linked to a plethora of uses and treatments. However, legislative pitfalls, stigma, and propaganda continues to stifle its full implementation. I'm getting stuck with all the fucking hard words today, man. I'm sitting there saying it's never too late to learn to read. I gotta go back home and read a book. Too much Instagram. See what's happening in America? Get off the fucking phone and pick up a book. That's what I'm going to do. Because now I would have an easier time reading these words to you guys. The pharmaceutical industry is using this time to monopolize on that. And I'm not talking about the game of Monopoly where you have fake money and you roll the dice and you're a little metal doggy. No. I'm talking about companies taking over, killing all the mama and papa shops. Once again, all the love that we've having in this city is going to be wiped out by big companies that say, no, you limit yours, we get ours. And this is what we have not wanted. This is what we've been fearing this whole time. And this is what we've been almost saying from the beginning. It's bound to fucking happen. We know it's going to happen, but how do we stop this big giant? The same giant that took over and made all of our culture hide in the woods to begin with.
What?
So Yes.
One way, you know, and we built a little bit on this, you know what I'm saying, is everybody getting as certified and as identifiable as possible, you know,
Build your money up.
building your brands, making sure you get certified and stamped, you know what I'm saying?
Come together and maybe set up a trap for these big companies, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm on live saying that. Yeah, I know it's a strategy, but we got to do something. Banding together. Not one single of us has probably enough to stand up against one of these corporations, but
we getting there. We getting there. Licenses, you know what I'm saying? Get your stuff
together,
official, so you know
figuring
when they come.
out the rules so that that can't happen once again. And besides, who knows what they're gonna put into our weed anyway? You know, for the love of God. CBD is currently still in the process. Is undecided whether or not it is technically cannabis. If successful, then on federal bans on the herb won't apply to CBD compound products. However, one CBD company, GW Pharmaceuticals, is lobbying to ensure that legalization only applies to products approved by the FDA, Food and Drug Administration. On the other hand, the tobacco lobby is much less of a gray area. According to the Boston Globe, it's a state-by-state game of domination, starting with Massachusetts. The legalization legislation passed recently. The state will begin cannabis sales next year in 2018. Despite that, the tobacco industry is aiming to bring its business model of taxes, domination of product transport, and tracking to the field. Meaning tobacco retailers want to insert themselves as legally mandated retailers. Middlemen for all cannabis sales. So they basically want to come in and step in as our middlemen. Anyone not going through them are as criminal as cigarette sellers on the corner. So you see what they're trying to do. They're trying to really trap us into a way that not allowing us to get what we want, have the strains we want, have the quality we want. They will capitalize the market in such a way that it will destroy everything that we've loved. There are some positives to look at this though, and I didn't write this, by the way, so I don't know what they're about to say. It serves as some white flag from those who have opposed legalization of cannabis. Unfortunately, the bad news is that the smaller cannabis markets will eventually be taken over by the lobbyists who will raise the prices and exploit the effects of the benefits of cannabis. Like we just said, pretty much, it's fucking gonna come in and fucking ruin our ice cream. So, Congressional Committee slams marijuana Schedule 1 status, and actually we got a video for this. This is actually a pretty cool video. I sat through the whole bit of it myself, but let me just go through a little bit. One of the most powerful committees in Congress is pointing out that marijuana's designation as a Schedule 1 drug has created unnecessary and harmful barriers to research. The U.S. House Appropriations wrote in a report, quote, "The committee is concerned that restrictions associated with Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substance Act effectively limit the amount and type of research that can be conducted on certain Schedule 1 drugs, especially marijuana or its component chemicals, and to certain synthetic drugs." Now, needless to say, I don't know if it's in here already, but heroin and cocaine are Schedule 2 drugs, if I'm not mistaken, which actually effectively makes that a lower class schedule than cannabis. It's fucking crazy. They continue to say that at this time, when they need all the information on these drugs, and regulators should be lowering barriers to conduct this research. This is referring to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, which oversees federal drug research. The panel wrote, quote, "The committee directs NIDA, NIDA to provide a short report on the barriers to research that result from the classification of drugs and compounds as Schedule 1 substances. Supporters of legalizing marijuana have long decried its status as Schedule 1 of the category, Controlled Substance Act of the Controlled Substances Act. The category, which is supposed to be reserved for drugs with a high potential for abuse and have no medical value, means that scientists who wish to study cannabis' medical effects must jump through extra hoops that are not required for research on other substances. And this past Wednesday, several members of Congress criticized marijuana's Schedule 1 status in a hearing on reauthorizing the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. We'll roll the clip right here on WLVSradio.com.
Government supports 24/7 sobriety on the alcohol side, where you use the court as a mechanism to enforce abstinence with regular checks and treatment backup as needed. All show very good outcomes. We should be doing those much more. By good outcomes, I mean you get the trifecta. Public is safer because the person's held accountable, substance use goes down, and then incarceration goes down.
Well, I want you to help me with something if you can, and I ask this respectfully. As you travel, if you're ever invited to address a group of public defenders or criminal defense attorneys, oftentimes they will refuse the offer of drug court because probation is easier. It is not better for their client, but it's easier. So we've got to kind of reconfigure what is in the best interest of the client. Remaining addicted, but just having a shorter period of probation is not in the best interest of the client, and they'll believe you and they won't believe an old prosecutor. So in my remaining time, Director Baum, in case my mom is watching, I want to be really clear. I'm not advocating for the legalization of marijuana. I will be very, very clear about that. However, I don't understand why it's a Schedule 1. It's certainly not treated as a inherently dangerous substance for which there is no medicinal value. It takes a tractor trailer full of marijuana to even trigger a mandatory minimum under our drug laws.
Nice.
So is there any appetite for researching whether or not it should remain a Schedule 1 drug?
Congressman, the administration doesn't have a position on that, but I'm happy to dialogue with your office. And let me just briefly say that we strongly support research on medical use of marijuana. And if there are obstacles that we see that prevent good research, we want to address those obstacles. Because if there are component elements of marijuana that could be put through the FDA process and turned into medicines that could help people in this country, we want to do that. So we do think there's some potential, and we support research on the subject.
Well, just so everyone's clear, methamphetamine is scheduled what?
I believe it's scheduled
2. Cocaine is scheduled what?
also 2.
Cocaine base is scheduled what? 2. So it is scheduled lower than marijuana. And again, you can schedule something and still not have it scheduled as a 1. And I would encourage the powers that be, whoever you need to consult with in the administration, to at least explore whether or not it's scheduled correctly without being perceived as advocating for legalization.
Understood.
With that, Mr. Connolly, I will give you a chance to, I'm reluctant to say whatever you want, but I'm going to give you a chance to conclude.
I thank my friend, and I actually want to follow up, if I may, on what you just asked. So, the point being made here, in some ways, Mr. Baum, is if you, not you personally, if the government, federal government, on this subject, marijuana, and how dangerous it is, has no credibility because of the lack of serious empirical work, it threatens our whole drug policy's credibility. And you're seeing this happen in marijuana in the states. They're making decisions. Ms. Norton talked about 8 states, but there are over 25 states that have in some fashion, including my home state of Virginia, liberalized their laws for medical reasons all the way to recreational reasons. I think you'd have to confess to the chairman's point, there was no empirical evidence to justify putting marijuana 50 years ago as a Schedule 1 drug. Who did that empirical evidence?
Sorry, could you repeat that? Who did what? Who made it scheduled?
There was no, I am asserting, and you can feel free to try to contradict, there was in fact no empirical evidence to justify putting marijuana ahead of the drugs the chairman just listed as a Schedule 1 drug 50 years ago. And I would, you brought up the need to have empirical research before we start rushing pell-mell to approve it for medical purposes, and I agree with you. But here's the problem. As I said in my opening statement, only one federal entity, NIDA, controls marijuana for legal purposes for experimentation, testing, and the like, research. And NIDA's mission is all about proving the harms of something. They've a priori determined the outcome of research. Nobody thinks NIDA is an objective, neutral place to go to look at the good, the bad, and the indifferent about marijuana. It doesn't have that credibility. So if we're going to do what you suggest, we need to have a different entity with credibility, where we're looking at objective evidence and science. And then we can determine, well, where does marijuana work? Mr. Humphreys made the point that there's a more lethal or stronger, more fortified versions of marijuana coming out that concern us. But we put a lot of people in jail, and we've treated this like it's more dangerous than cocaine and the other substances Chairman, and it's had huge consequences based on very little scientific evidence. I'm not arguing for the legalization.
Mr. Connolly, I got a quick question. Is it cool? You gonna put me in jail if I turb it up?
And we are back. So yeah, you see powers that be out there, they're working on things, and who knows how that's all going to fall into play. I mean, I just heard Jeff Sessions, and this is just strictly off of things I read and heard, got rejected on his plan to start cracking down on the cannabis culture, which it's bound to happen. So we got to keep our ears and eyes open. Believe it or not, we're not in La La Land. Take advantage of everything that we're doing as we go, because everything could change in a heartbeat, and it's what we don't want. But again, we have to be smart about this. So this has been a nice, educating, entertaining, edutaining show. It's been nice. So I hope you guys check me out tomorrow over at the event, our pop-up Sesh Dish with Dabbers and Phone Homie and all the amazing people that are working harder to serve you better will be in the house. You'll have to go ahead and wait for that post tomorrow. Once that post hits, boom, hit up the DEM, and we will go ahead and figure it out. And we'll meet at the crossroads, right? Check us out next Sunday, which, wait a minute, did I say I'm not going to be available? No, I will be. I will be back next Sunday. I'm off to the West Coast and getting this haircut. Let's see which one I'll cut. So it's been cool. I'm gonna go out with a dab, and thank you guys for joining into the Slab Hour. We're kind of at that time. Chris Crazy, what'd you say? No, I didn't hear you. What? Oh yeah, Terps. That's right. Yeah. True. Good idea. I'm gonna bust into some Terps right now. Let's do that. And see you guys soon on the IG Live. Remember, do something positive for somebody and show them that you appreciate him. Turb it up. It's one small dab for man, one giant slab for mankind. I'm Phone Homie. This has been a great Slab Hour, everybody. Thank you for coming in, and I need Terps.
I can squash it. You got a fat nugget? Mighty nigga, then toss it my direction and watch me squeeze it. Smoke it with the crew, we all be cheesy. Like it's picture day in high school and I'm high food. High chews are great right now, cause I got the munchies. That bitch is a super freak, I'll bet you'll hunt me. Let's play a game of tic-tac-toe with the Terps. If you ain't know, on top of these rigs, they cost about 3,000 and up, bitch. So open your mouth and push it close. Heat the nail, the shit'll drip like a trail from a snail. Do you feel me? If not, then go. Hold it in, bitch. Blow up your dance. There's poop, so watch me just toss out the window. Endo is what I need when I'm smoking. Top shelf weed, San Francisco or Oakland or Seattle can never count us out. We bounce all of the good ass flavors that you can taste in your mouth. It's right here where I'm at, and I'm smoking a sack of the CBD. Where the fuck is the turf at? I'm with Van Dweller. That shit 13%. the terpene for the whole mile. And then we'll take the freeway exit to the dispensary. Get a discount, bitch, if you mention me. Bitch, I gotta have those serves. Bitch, I need serves. Hey, I gotta have those serves. I don't sing, bitch. Smoking on the dope getting smoked. Smell like a burnt rope. Mine's dope made yours do. But you know I smoke Gorilla Glue and orange cookies, super sour lemon. Matanuska never gave a fuck about the women. Stupid motherfucker, yeah, that's me. Throat dry, I need an iced tea or an Arnie Palmy, like phone homie. Yeah, I'm Christopher Crazy, if you don't know me. Yeah, I'm like phone homie, but I'm Christopher Crazy, if you don't know me.
Shout out Chris Crazy.
Bitch, I'm a turn taster. I'm so goddamn turn slutty.
Shout out Chris Crazy. We so turn slutty in this motherfucker.
We have no bread. No. Tastes like dirt.
Stop it, your face.
You wish. Nothing cooking in that belly now, is there? And there will never be. Unless...
More church in it. No, the same. Right here. No, it's the best part. No! That was the best part right there. Yeah, it's the best comedic part. Well, we were going out with a smooth ending, but Stop talking! Too far. Alright. He's supposed to go back to the part where he's walking through the x-ray machine, looking like you had 3 balls. Now you're doing 13 years for 20 seconds. You should have stuck right behind your ear. ISIS fucked it up. So that Al Qaeda, cause I'm gonna chirp it up.
Bars.
That's the rest of Chris Crazy.
Bars.
Thank you, everybody. Everyone's left the show. It's just me by myself.
We have no bread. I don't want your bread. No, what is it you wish?
I want your bread.
It's not what I wish. It's what you wish.
I want tips.
Nothing cooking in that belly now, is there? And there will never
You guys fucking fight. I'm gonna
Unless
teach you
you do exactly as I say.
I'm really gonna take this last chirp and that's it. We're out of here, okay? Remember, everybody, one small step for man, one giant slab for mankind. Yeah, I'm shutting it off now. Sorry, I'm shutting it off now. I'm sorry.
Chirp it up.
Don't unplug the email yet. Good bobble time. Oh,
Everybody got fingernails matching. This is Terp, so
oh shit.
Turp it up!
Oh god.
Bitch, turp it up! Yeah. Smoking terps. Niggas smoking. See, it's not for me. I'm smoking on DAB. Told you once cause it's not a danger. Bitch, now go get high.
You know I got a piece of heady glass up in my ride. Smoking on the gas every day. Loaded like a motherfucker. I ain't even fuck around with that fuckery. I already told you motherfuckers. I'ma get lit, bitch, and get chips. Try to get money every fucking day. Niggas try to switch up and turn transgender every fucking day. I'ma need me, my mothership, my pelican, yes, and my torch. You know I need the terpenes, don't need that white shit you snort. Don't fuck with Zanny bars, no double cup, none of that lean. You know I'm from the hilltop of Tacoma, no skinny jeans. Nothing tight except the bitch's coochie or the bitch's throat, bro. I thought you knew me. Niggas know this ain't real life, even though my real life look like a fucking movie. Got this bullshit twisted with IG unlikely. Yeah, nigga, you can hit up the town in Tacoma, Seattle. You might find me, and you know that your bitch is gonna suck me off in the parking lot with no seat belt. That is some TACOMA shit if I say myself. Now I'm smoking terps with Cookie Monster 415. Phone homie, Mr. Spy Guy 420 getting high. Instagram life smoking daily. Look me up, bitch. It's Chris Crazy. It's Crazy Chris. Professor